Salute. Your boy's back. Let me get some water real quick. All right. A little bit of a delay, thanks to our little friend Alfred, who I just put back to bed. But yeah, just wanted to go live today. You know what I mean? I think the last time I went live was late last week. But either way, I like doing these late night things. We get a decent enough crowd in here. A lot of people down and just chill and talk some shit. Whether it's about the fights or whether it's just about other shit. Two things that I did want to talk about right off the bat, just to get it out of the way, and then talk about whatever the fuck the chat wants to talk about. I had a bunch of people actually reach out to me regarding this, so shout out to everybody that did. After the last event, there's a guy that like commented on my shit that called me a useless terrorist. So obviously, with the connotations, very negative. But I'm one of those guys that has the thick skin here. I mean, like I've been around shit like that in the past. Not to mention that I had family, obviously living visible minorities around 9/11. That was some shit too, right? So I've heard it all. That didn't bug me. What touched me the most was the fact that I actually had people reach out and be like, "Yo, don't listen to that shit." I'm like, I know, it's nice to get that reminder from your boys every now and then. So that was dope. So the reasoning for me to bring that up is to give a shout out to those people that reached out to me regarding that. Secondly, there was another comment on one of my videos as well too, and it was from a fellow Punjabi, and that's what kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? The guy was just, just talking shit, troll shit. I'm used to troll shit. Everybody should be if you're at this point. You know what I mean? But yeah, the thing that touched me a little bit negatively regarding that was the fact that he was Punjabi too, right? We don't have many guys like myself within this game, so to just see a guy kind of just immediately take the offensive and be a dick. That one was shitty, especially with him being Punjabi. And again, I don't see race, color, creed, or whatever the fuck, right? But if you guys were in my position as well too, where you have like a fellow, like you're clearly a minority within the industry, and then you have another minority within the industry just hating on you. I mean, that, I don't know. I'm all about positivity and support. You guys already know me. So yeah, I just wanted to get those two things off my chest. That's what I always like want to start the stream with, which is just get off whatever's on my mind. And that was on my mind. Again, not negatively to the point that I was like tearing me down and making me like, why do I do this shit? Like, again, I've heard it all. I don't give a fuck. There's a reason these other channels pay me to do shit for them. There's a reason I'm able to do this thing full time within the next little while. And I had people reach out to me and say the exact same thing. I'm like, yeah, man, I appreciate the support that you guys are providing me just to reach out and say something. But yeah, you guys are the best. You guys are honestly the best. That's why I want to start doing streams like this where I can just off the cuff, no format, no agenda, just talk some shit. Maybe in the future I'll consider bringing on another guest or something like that, just to shoot the shit with. But I like doing the chat thing, and I think you guys might enjoy that more, right? Just me talking to chat, give you guys the full attention rather than have somebody else on, have to talk to them and monitor what's going on in the chat. It's a little bit too much given the mind state. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. We got 37 people in here. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Nick West, first. Always dropping the first one. I appreciate you, Nick. Shout out to you dropping by pretty much every stream when you can, especially on the East Coast here. Evan Crawl around his Rosenstrike get the KO winning. He's live for a KO pretty much anytime, and he proved that in the Overeem fight, right? Yeah, it's a very similar situation to what we had with Blades and Lewis, and the Lewis side won. And I think that outcome is usually more low percentage more often than not. So I'm hoping for some normalcy, and we see Ghana go out there and or Ghana, I should say. Apparently, I've been mispronouncing his name this whole week. But either way, maybe we see Ghana go out there and just win a decision or win by late round TKO or a sub. let's try to steer away from the KO possibility. But again, you got to give daps to Jorginho, right? The guy goes out there and does it time and time again. He has good technique. He has the he has the chops. But my concern is the low volume and the heavy reliance on just the KO. Whereas Gon has the outpointing style that he has, or take you down, whatever it is. Yeah, Gon definitely has more tools here. Gunny is asking if Evan Crawl is smoking crack. Christopher Harm, what do you think of my parlay? Knight, I like that. Kroom, I like that. Hill, I think is a little bit sketchy. I do have a half unit play against her. I'm going with the value here on Yoder at plus 305. Hill should win, but I don't feel comfortable parlaying her at those odds. Rivera, I like Rosa. What Rosa? Let me pull up the card. What Rosa do we got fighting? Oh, De La Rosa. Yeah, I like De La Rosa. And the gun over 1.5. Yeah. I like that. The Hill side is the only one that gives me a little bit of pause, but everything else should be good to go. All right, buddy, not bad, but I'm kind of iffy on Rosa. I think Rosa wins there, but the submission threat obviously does stress me out there. Too many pieces. I got an 8-leg parlay that's similar to that. It's always weird taking some of those Hail Marys, right? The way that I look at when you make a parlay that big, it's just you buying a lottery ticket. You know what I mean? It's and we have much more control over the variables compared to the lottery, which is just random ass numbers. Yeah, it would be nice to hit those, and every now and then it hits. Matt Hudson, me and Alfred got them overactive bladders. Yeah. Usually, when I just come into the room to just grab something when he's just sleeping, he just looks up and then just puts his head back down. But I went to get my sweater, and he just woke up and he just comes out. I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta take this guy out. It's fine. Right, buddy. He almost hit an 8-legged parlay. Dude, there was one of the last couple events, the event that had Gabe Green on it. It might have been 258, but I made a totals parlay that I dropped on my MMA Lawcast live episode, and all of them hit. I think it was like a 9-leg totals parlay, except the Gabe Green and Phil Rowe under. And that was the first fight of the night. So like it busted right off the bat, but just to follow the rest of that parlay and see all the other legs hit, I'm hoping that I can get close to that again. Because I know the live viewers of the MMA Lawcast really enjoy that. So I'm trying to make that a staple over there. Evan Crawl, heck no. This is Saturday all over again. Maybe. Anyone like Kurmagomedov to win by sub? For me, it's what are the odds for that? I question his gas tank, especially if Oliveira is able to kind of push him with it. There's no submission prop available yet, at least not on best fight odds, but I got plus 190 on inside the distance. If you have the odds of Kurmagomedov to win by sub, let me know. SD Cruiser hanging with the boys. Evan Crawl. Gonna be fun watching the inexperienced Gon try to work into the clinch. Man's gonna get caught trying to steal second base like he's in the 8th grade. Good analogy. I think we see a little bit more of a measured approach from him where he stays on the outside and just lets his kicking game do the work. He's a big dude, moves well. Cardio seems to be on point. But yeah, you always got to be careful about that KO shot. Gunny, hope y'all don't be betting big money talking about 6 to 8 legs parlays. It's just a lottery ticket, Gunny. Like what? Lottery tickets up here in Ontario cost like $3 to $5. Why not? Every now and then, go for it. What's going on, Evan? Chris Lee, we're in the house. What's going on, dude? I'm thinking of a 3-piece submission parlay of Kroom. Don't mind that. Kurmagomedov. Iffy about that. Gon. Yeah, that's a path to victory I see as well. I like the Gon and Kroom one. Why not just make one of those two? That shouldn't be that too bad of a parlay. Right, but not big money, like $40. Yeah. You won't see me put more than $50 on a Hail Mary parlay. Gunny, Kroom Knight, Ronnie Lawrence, my best piece. Ooh. That's a solid spot. I like all 3 of those. Finesse got a TFS video tomorrow. Yeah, I recorded it already. Sal should be dropping it in the afternoon. That's kind of our target. Is I record Wednesday night, and then he drops it Thursday afternoon. So look for it around noon time, I guess. Gunny, well, I got about others, but that one gone for sure. Hit. All right. I love the confidence, Gunny. Getting hate sucks ass no matter who it's from, but from, yeah, for sure. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Got them 3 in my leg. Mark Lewin is saying he likes Menefield, so I'm assuming you think he kills him, aka knocks him out, because I think that Knight could just slow this fight down, push him up against the cage, and possibly just pull off a decision victory. Chris Lure, T. Dot. Oh, Sergeant Snow goes, I'm hoping a live bet Knight 165 round 1. That's a solid spot, because Menefield should be up at that point in time. Spencer's Gags, that sucks, man. You know we got your back. You always base somebody off their morals, not skin. Exactly. I'm in an interracial marriage as we speak as well, so I don't give a fuck about that. Joseph Summons, smoke him if you got him. You know what's up. SD Cruder, live bet on Nightmare After First is the best bet of the night. Yeah, that's a solid spot. I gotta. So one thing I think I'm gonna add from. So I've already dropped my best bets and props article on my Patreon. What I think I'm gonna do moving forward for the next one. Shout out to SD Cruiser. This is a good and Crusader, I should say. Sorry, this is a good spot. I'm gonna start to add live bet thoughts to those to each matchup because it's good to be prepared. Like you're saying, this is a good spot. It's good to be prepared, knowing going into a fight. Okay, this is the fighter with the cardio issues. This is what we should be looking after whatever round. So, thank you for that one. Gunny Menefield is not going to fight the same as he did with everybody else against Knight. To me, he only fights like one way, and that's to try to knock a motherfucker out. And this, yeah. Gon Smitsman the third. You like De La Rosa as well, too. I did fear Gon sometimes when he stays in the pocket a bit too long versus Adam Dishka. He got tagged a few times. He ate them well, though. Need to down opponent held him there. Yeah. I think he's definitely come pretty far since that fight. Chris Lewis saying here about Tiger. Yeah. Seems like he's all right. Might have to learn how to walk again. But mentally and all that, I think he's all good. So. Right, buddy, Locky Knight. How's this party? Jacoby like it, Lawrence like it, Kroom like it, Knight like it, Hernandez like it, Rivera like it, Magomedov like it. Gone in the distance. I'd say that's the sketchiest one, but I think it hits. Out of all of them, that's the one that I'm least confident in is the Gone inside the distance. But every other spot sounds fucking dope. Jamie Chan, there's always that one play. Yeah. Some of you are newer viewers, but one parlay that kind of passed me by. I forgot which event it was, but it was an event that had Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou, and I parlayed. I made like a 12 or 13 leg parlay from baseball to I think the World Cup or something was going on at the time, a Bellator, and then this UFC event, and all the legs hit. Every single leg hit, except Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis to not go to a decision. That was the worst odds on the parlay as well too, and it fucking whiffs. We get the shittiest fight of all time, but it was like I think it was like $10 to return $4,000 or something like that. It was some ridiculous because I had Cormier wins inside the distance against Stipe, which was like plus 400. I had Alimale McFarlane to win inside the distance. I forgot who she was fighting that weekend. I might even have said by sub, and she hit that too. That was crazy odds, like plus 800, I think it was. And then a bunch of other parlay pieces. It was fucking nuts. And for that one to not hit, oh, my heart. That's always the parlay that gets me. Grisham by decision plus 400. Not a bad spot. If he's successful in closing the distance and getting his pause on Jacoby, then yeah. I'm staying away from that fight, but I do lean Jacoby. Hunter Silvers, what's up, brother? You doing all right? How you feeling about the Stipe line against Frankie Murder, Big Dog? I feel like it's crazy to have Stipe at plus money. Yeah, like, again, no matter how many ways we break down a Francis Ngannou fight, it's not going to matter. Whoever could be way better than him, and more often than not, every fighter is better than him, technically speaking. But he just has that power, and no matter what kind of technical way he throws it or non-technical way he throws it, he's probably knocking you out. But Stipe is the one guy that we've seen go in there and survive it. You know what I mean? And actually feel it rather than, Derek Lewis who just didn't get anything from Francis that night. So Stipe is live, especially as a dog. I think he performed a lot better than I expected him to against Cormier last time around. Yeah, Stipe at plus money is almost a must bet. So don't be surprised if you see that as my dog of the night play. All about the squish. He eats shit for dinner. Cool. Evan Crawl, you're making a basic two-way close pick and parlay. What do you people you like most outside of luck tonight? If you are making a basic two-way close, let me see. It's a good question. Say Rivera. Oh no, wait, sorry, you said outside of lock tonight play. There aren't two. I'd say Ronnie Lawrence. I'd say Ronnie and I'm torn between Knight and Hernandez. But you get a solid. There's a lot of wide lines on this card, though, right? It's hard to get the only close lines are Oliveira, Kurmagomedov, and then Knight and Minifield. But those are two fights that I kind of feel like I want to stay away from. High volatility, in my opinion. But I think Ronnie Lawrence is a good one at minus 160. And then I trust Hernandez more than I would Jacoby, to be honest. So if you take Hernandez minus 190, it's plus 148. If you take Knight, who I favor in that fight, that's plus 210. Those are the only two spots. Hope that helps. Mark, appreciate you as well. Spencer, are you worried at all that the Kroon fight it ends up playing out mostly on the feet? I think even if it does, it's going to come down to Kroon to kind of push the pace and the pressure, and that's the way that I see him winning this fight, right? If that Kroon doesn't come to fight, then we're fucked. But based on how he's fought in the past, he's going to come forward. And I think even if this fight mostly plays out on the feet, he should be the one being more successful and more volume. Anytime Rosen tries to get close, my bow would keep him to the inflated stomach. Yeah. Ryan Anderson. Interesting. Just jumped in now. Any ideas on luck the night this Saturday? I'll give it to you guys since you guys are here. I got Ankalaev and Rivera parlayed 4 units at plus 117, but I'm very much sold on the Rivera train. I think he outstrikes Pedro Munoz soundly this weekend. And I think that the chin issue narrative on Rivera is being a little bit overblown. It's like close to like Ricky Simone level where people are just saying, okay, he has no chin. We should always bet against him now. But then he goes out there and proves it time and time again. And to get, flash knocked out by Marlon Moraes early in a fight, I'd say that's an anomaly. Got dropped twice by Piotr Jan, but it's Piotr Jan that we're talking about. I mean, so I like Rivera, and then obviously I think Ankalaev rolls as well. Mark is saying it's almost 6 a.m. here in the UK. God damn, you crazy motherfucker. I've been to England twice actually. Once I was a toddler, and then once in like 2003, 2004. Got family out there in Leeds and Manchester. Really looking forward to going back though when I'm an adult now. Evan Crow, I hate the idea of betting on someone they lose the first round. Means they literally need to sweep the final two. Hate that. True, but it depends on the fighter that they're fighting and how bad their gas tank is. Gunny, that's my point. How do you feel about gone by submission? I like that spot. Plus 500 is not bad. Shawnee Mac in the chat, like always. Nick West has a parlay of Rivera. Sorry, you have a parlay Rivera 7.5 money line. Oh God, minus 150, 15 units. Don't kill me, dude. Don't kill me. Spencer Skaggs, yeah, that's how I've been seeing he wins. I saw the fight they made. Nick Tardo, I have a parlay Piotr Jan, Israel, Dominic, and William Knight. Ooh, that's a ballsy parlay. Haven't dug into the Jan and Izzy fights yet, nor the Cruz fight, but I do favor Knight, so And also, those are all of my pre-fight leans. So, except the cruise fight, I lean Kenny there, but I gotta run that tape. Sounds like it was a perfect guy spot for me on the 12 leg of Brutal Beat, though. Yeah, that sucks. Nick Hastings is saying, really like the confidence level and best bets and props breakdown. Thank you. I should have done that earlier, but I'm also going to add that the live betting look as well. So maybe that's a separate article I put out this week. I got to see where my time's at because I really want to get it started on 2:59. It's going to do that today. I ended up doing the article, but tomorrow I got propping you up. And before that, I'm hoping to at least do the main and co-main for 2:59 and drop those breakdowns for you guys. Spencer Skaggs yesterday. I think he shows diversity versus Rosenstrike. I suspect Miocic does even better this time. Yeah, I wouldn't even mind seeing what the fight doesn't go to decision is. Well, that's probably going to be chalky, right? They must already have those odds out. Let's see. Yeah, of course they do. Fight doesn't go to decision minus 600. Of course, of course. I take Miocic inside the distance is plus 175. I wish it was better, to be honest. Maybe take like a round 3 or a round 4 prop, and you'd get some better money on that. Francis hasn't really leveled up. Yeah, he doesn't need to. He just has his power. That's all he needs to do. You're not going to see Frankie wrestle out there. It's not going to happen. Gone Rosen over 1.5. It's a little bit too chalky for my liking at this point in time, but yeah, I think that's the spot. Thoughts on Cruz Casey? I think Cruz, despite his age, is still just much more cerebral fighter. I gotta go back and watch the Cejudo fight because from what I remember, it was almost a destruction by Cejudo via leg kicks. So we didn't really get to see Cruz. But like people have been telling me, Cruz has performed much better than what I'm remembering. So I'm gonna go check that out. I lean Casey because Casey's been making some improvements. He's gonna have to outstrike Cruz though. Is he at that level? And has Cruz slowed down that much? I'm not sure how much you can take from the Cejudo fight as well, because Cejudo is just another level of fighter at this point in time. For me, like pre-tape, that's a stay away fight, but Casey's good, but there's level to this. Yeah, you're right. Spencer Skaggs, he has 2 in gas tank is trash. I agree, and not to mention his gas tank, but it's just his volume, right? Guy doesn't strike that much. Carries his power late, yeah. If Benefield loses this fight, do you think that he is getting the walking papers? That's 3 straight. But honestly, during this COVID time, they're giving guys a lot of shots. Like there's a lot of fighters coming off of 3 straight losses that are still getting a fight. So maybe if he loses in like entertaining fashion, like it's just a gun slinging fucking matchup, they keep him around for entertainment's sake. But that's about it. Mark is saying, how much is one unit for you? If you don't mind me asking, yeah, it's $100, $100 per unit. I mean, I don't need to get crazy in a high level baller right now, but I feel comfortable at $100 a unit right now. Mountain your power forward, don't matter if you can't hit your target. True. I think Yan minus 140 is such a spot. I could see Aljo money rolling in too. So I think you're getting if you wait, you might get better money. B says, smoke a ball. Let's all go to bed. That's twice, bro. Yeah, gonna lose. Yeah, I'm gonna lose. Interesting. Islam and Izzy lock the night for sure. I'm not sure. My early leans for lock of the night for 259 are Rakic, but I got to watch that tape still. I just feel like he's going to have such a massive grappling advantage here that it might even look worse than the Glover fight. And this is only 3 rounds. Also, Sean Brady. You know, I mean, I've been on the fade Jake Matthews train against anybody that's, above average, and I think that Sean Brady has top 15 potential. I know it's a little bit chalky, but I think that's a solid spot. Again, this is all pre-tape. I haven't done the research yet. My thoughts might change afterwards, but we'll see. Let's get a way too early lock night for 259. Yeah. So hopefully I just answered your question right there. Can you see Stipe stopping Francis? Yeah, I think he could stop him late. I mean, I was relatively impressed with his cardio in the fucking Cormier fight. And Francis, I don't think he's going to be one of those guys that has a crazy gas tank. With that said, Um, we just saw Phil Hawes go out there and out wrestle Imavov for 3 rounds, and that's something that's never happened again, right? But again, Phil Hawes had the obvious grappling advantage in that fight, whereas Francis's only advantage is his power. Like literally everything else is in Stipe's corner and possible chin, right? Francis hasn't been knocked out. Um, and Stipe has been knocked out in the past. So you got to give the slight chin advantage to Francis, but his cardio probably will fail him. So if Stipe has solid cardio, he should be able to kind of outpace him, outwork him, and then finish him late. The real Bunkhoots saying what's up from Sask. It's 1 hour or 2 hours behind right now. I know it changes with like daylight savings time, right? But I gotta visit Sask soon. I gotta go see the in-laws. Right, buddy. Would you do Gone Rosen over 1.5? Again, the line's a little bit chalky at minus 210. You know, Rosenstrike obviously has that knockout power whenever he wants. A lot of people were feeling safe about the over last week with Blades and Lewis. And I think that Rosenstrike has Lewis type power. So it could end in the first. I'm not sure. Minus 210, I'm not willing to shell out my money. Maybe in a parlay just to make it a little bit juicier, than sure. But straight up, I'm not the most keen on that. Valerie Merciless saying James Krause Puppet Master. Yep. James Krause is killing it. Evan Groff, see nothing but love for Izzy. Talking to a buddy about this who's big on Izzy. Jan could outweigh him by 30, 35 pounds come fight night. Is that not a concern for anybody? Yeah. That's why I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm playing Izzy here. Like, Jan has turned away all the middleweight newcomers. You know what I mean? He goes out there and beats these guys and shows them that there's levels to, like, even in the weight classes. And given how old he is, I'm surprised he's still coming into his own here. But yeah, he's a big dude. He's a black belt, and all we've seen from Izzy on the ground is like when he gets taken down, he does a really good job of just making it plain hot lava. You know what I mean? Just going racing back to the cage and trying to just wall walk to get back to his feet. Can Yan keep him there? I don't know. One thing as fans, maybe even casual bettors do at times is they oversell the mystique of somebody sometimes, right? Like Connor. Like a lot of people did not give Dustin Poirier a chance, myself included. And I feel, but I didn't bet it. So I'm glad that I didn't bet it at that high number. But Connor gets that treatment, right? Where he's going to be good enough to find that knockout shot, and Izzy is just so wizardry on the feet that nobody's going to be able to catch him. Nobody's going to be able to hold him down. But we got to shatter those. We got to really look at it. And that Gastelum fight does come to mind. You know, I mean, if Jan can replicate 80% of that fight, he has a good shot of winning this fight. You know, when's the last time? Let me see when the last time Bukovic was knocked out. Because from recent memory, he seems to have had a pretty sturdy chin. KO'd by Thiago Santos in February of 2019, round 3. Okay, is that it? Leg injury against Sokoju. Yeah, only time he's lost by knockout was Thiago Santos. Uh, Izzy obviously way more surgical with his striking approach than Thiago Santos. It's a possibility. I don't know. I personally think I'm going to stay away from that fight. What's your guess for Anderson's closing line against Nunes? That's okay. I could say like plus 2,000, but I'm gonna be generous here. Let's see. She's plus 850 on Pinnacle right now. What's Anderson? Anderson by KO is plus 1485. Like it's almost worth a bit of a sprinkle. And I hate to fucking say that. Like a $10 stab at plus 1498 to return 140 bucks, given that that's her only path to victory. And like we saw, obviously GDR is another level of striker compared to Megan Anderson, but we saw her hurt Nunes. And you know, plus 1498 or whatever the fuck that was. Tell me I'm crazy. Like obviously Nunes should go in there and absolutely wreck her, but let's be slightly generous. Plus 1495 is not too bad a shot. Like, what's the hold on? Let me see my odds calculation here in terms of what that implies. Megan Anderson by KO plus 1485. Let's see. Plus 1485. That's a 6% implied odds. That's mad disrespectful. You guys know me. I'm like the not the biggest Megan Anderson person hater. I'm great. She's a great person, but I like to fade her or more often than not. I've done it in the past. But for her to win by KO with an only implied odds of 6%, that's mad disrespectful. She's a big girl. She does hit hard. She made Holly Holm turn into a wrestler. Obviously, Nunes is another level to that, right? She will be successful on takedowns. She should be able to submit her relatively easily, but for plus 1485, oof. But I do think Nunes rolls her, right? You're just playing the odds at that point. Spencer Skaggs, I want to see Ngannou knock out Jones. I'm all down for a Francis Ngannou just long reigning streak. Like he has the physique for it. He's learning English to the point where he can start making himself more menacing. Fuck it. We need a heavyweight like that. I don't mind it. It's midnight. All right, so you're only an hour behind. Shout out Saskatchewan. Aljo Izzy probably secure the bag. Ooh, it's a ballsy one. Nick West, what do you think Stipe will weigh in for the fight? It appears as though he's super lean, going for speed encounters, risky whack-a-mole style. Yeah, good point. What did he come into the DC fight at? Um, I'd say a good number would be like 240, like 235, 240. But I want to see what he weighed in at against DC the last time. 233. So yeah, maybe he goes around like between that 230 and 240 range. He came in at 230 the second time they fought. And then the first time they fought, he weighed in at 242. So yeah, seems like he's going the lean and mean way. And that might be the way to go, especially when you're 38 years old. Let's not forget how old he is. What fights are you most excited about this coming weekend? Ankalaev and Krylov, obviously. Rivera Munoz, I'm very much looking forward to as well. What other fights? Let's see other sneaky fights. Oliveira versus Kurmagomedov should be fun. Caceres versus Kroon should be fun too. Yeah, decent card. Nothing crazy. Gunny, my thing is people are talking like Gunn doesn't have power to it. He does have power. Gotta give the guy power. Evan Craw, Jan is a big boy for the weight class, and is he moving up a weight class? If he comes in underweight, I'll be scared to bet I might fire a ball and popcorn it. Andre, it just scares me the way Jan jumps in. Izzy's counters are so fast and powerful. He's a big advantage with the footwork and speed. Yeah, he is very high level with his striking. Weight difference is the thing I'm scared about. Like mentioned above, I could easily see Izzy coming in under the weight limit, or right at it with no cut, with a sprinkle. Yeah, okay. So I'm not crazy, right? Megan Anderson plus 1485, worth at least a point unit stab. 0.05 unit stab if you want. Line feels about right. Here's a crazy stab for you. Alexis Davis beat Amanda Nunes. Yeah. She still has it. Got to start the Locky late night lock the night 5 you want Rivera. I went the Rivera and Ankalaev parlay. Back on track for sure. Chaffee Dustin, what you think about sprinkling on gone rounds 3, 4, and 5? Maybe a quarter unit on each or a third unit on each. Yeah. Depending on what round 2 is, you might want to throw round 2 in there. For me, I wonder how soon he decides to grapple, because that's going to be a big part. And does he really have the power to knock him out? He should. Mark, my site of Sky Bet still don't have the prop odds out. Yeah, some websites are quite slow with that shit. I'm betting $20 on that Megan. I'm betting $20 on the Megan KO. Yeah, yeah, why not? We've seen crazier things happen this year, man. Fuck. It's MMA at the end of the day. Again, she's another one. Just like we do for whoever the fuck Izzy. We're talking about it with Izzy. We're building up these mythical creatures that these fighters are. But every now and then it's worth a stab to see if we can topple them. Izzy would be too fast for you, and I see Izzy countering him. Yeah. Sprinkle 345, drink that Clint Kool-Aid. Dylan Sweet, no way for me. I don't mind the sprinkle, especially if it's just if they're crazy odds. You guys know me. I like my round 3 props. Um yeah. I can't believe I actually caught up with the chat here. I'll probably show for another 5-ish minutes or so. I'll get out of here. Got to be up for the 9 to 5. Well, for me, it's the 7:30 to 3:30. Um, Evan Crawl, Lock of the Night plus Hernandez for a 3-way plus 220. Where does that go wrong? Or do I just bet it and basically spend the earnings right away? No, don't do that. um, I think I'd say Hernandez is the second best leg that you can add at solid odds. Yeah, I'd go with Hernandez. That will probably be like the first leg of my parlay parade, which I haven't released to the Discord in the last 2 events. The event before did very well with it, obviously with Kamaru hitting and a bunch of other legs, but the last one obviously shit the bed with the blades inside the distance. And one thing I do want to say, I'd rather address it right here. The obvious lock of the night play for Blades and Lewis, if it was a widely available line, would be the under 4.5. Like I would be if I was willing to go 4 units deep on Curtis Blades to win inside the distance at minus 167. I would have definitely paid the chalk at minus 250 to cover a potential Lewis knockout, which actually transpired that night. But I'm a man of the people. I don't want to be tipping plays that aren't widely available. And I'm not trying to knock anybody that does that. But the way that I see fit, because there's one event, the Usman event, I think it was, yeah. The only time I've ever done it, I'm pretty certain the only time I've ever done it, where I parlayed Kamaru Usman and the Rodolfo Vieira fight to not go the distance. That's the only time I've ever tipped something that wasn't widely available. It's the only time I'm ever going to do it. It might have happened early on when I first started capping and didn't realize these things at the time. But since I've realized this, that some people can't parlay props and straight lines or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I just want to clear that up. The obvious lock of the night play would have easily been the under 4.5 and the Curse Blades and Derek Lewis fight at minus 250, totally worth the chalk, especially with how confident I was that Curtis was going to finish it. And then again, covering the Derek Lewis possible finish, which transpired. And that one fucking sucks. Let's see. MMA Genie's in the house. He's saying he's crediting me in UFC 4 if you want to participate in my mid-month tournament. I'm down, whatever. Let me know. ST Crusader, would you give Yoda higher than 25% implied? Want to fade Hill for the sake of her fighting style? Let me just dust up on what that number is probability-wise. Sorry. I give her roughly about that percentage. Like I give her that amount of chances. Like I made a half unit bet on her at plus 305. And I think she has maybe even like a 30 to 40% chance I see her being successful with clinching up with her, getting her to the ground. She has the cardio to go 3 rounds. And now she's a black belt compared to when she was a purple belt and had mild success in doing so against Angela Hill. And I'm not saying that Hill hasn't made improvements in that amount of time, But given the facts that we know and how we've seen Yoder fight over the last little while, especially her last fight, she's capable of doing it. You telling me that you trust Angela Hill at that line? I don't know. Play the decision, Angela Hill, right? Like, I don't see her submitting Yoder. I don't see her knocking out Yoder. She has a lot of, room to cover, a lot of distance to cover. You got a 4-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. And we'll either see Yoder all the way on the inside, or we'll see Yoder clinch up and try to drag this to the ground. And she's successful in doing so. So, Dylan Sweet, you going against Fortis? Yeah, I'm a Fortis nut hugger. I'm not betting Knight, but he's the way that I'm predicting. Spencer's saying, is Clint's full-time jobs odds in MMA? I don't think so, but he's one of their main guys. Nick West, appreciate the donation, buddy. Just seeing that now. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. When are you gonna give away those beanies? I gotta make some more. Again, this was just a gift, a Christmas gift from the wife. She got it made just a one-off. But yeah, maybe I should mass produce them. It's been a while since I gave anything away. Nick DeMann. Andre, it's crazy Francis still throws shots with his eyes closed, praying they land before he guesses. That is as technical of a breakdown that you can give fucking Frankie Ngannou's. Yeah, fucking hilarious. Thanks for the reason, chat, brother. Good luck Saturday. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Understanding, do you like Bilal's chances against Leon? Personally, I don't. Kind of surprised that the line is still sticking around that minus 250. Again, I got to run the tape and you got to take the layoff into consideration. But I kind of still like Leon. You know what I mean? I think Bilal is just going to forever be a top 10 to 15 guy, but not really be able to outstrike and outpace and be on Leon kind of guy. Yeah, I mean, I think Leon will make him pay for that forward movement. He keeps his hands down. He's very wacky with his movements and how he tries to just throw people off with his movement. I think Leon could be able to track him down and hit him and make it a little bit harder for Bilal to close that distance. Like, look what Jeff Neal did to him, right? I think that Leon Edwards could do similar, if not better. It's just a layoff. And I don't mind it. I truly don't mind it. I think sometimes we read too much into layoffs. And when we're talking about high-level guys like a Leon Edwards, we might have to make a little bit more of an exception for that. Dylan Sweet, Hill will win. Crusader Yoder has value, but the winner wins, and that will be Hill. Could happen. Could happen. Yeah, sucks in NY. The over-under is goes the distance or not. Yeah, that sucks. She went on Rogan, bro. Oh, Hill? Yeah. Rivers in New York. No, I'm boys with Clint on LinkedIn. Yeah, he does. Bosberg is asking if we're doing a fight companion on Saturday. God damn. I don't know. All right, I flocked the night hits this week. I get a beanie. You got my Insta contact. All right. We'll see. Ben Peak, MMA Lock of the Night, you rock. When are you going to start studying for UFC 259 card? Plan was to do it today. I ended up doing the best bets and props article, but yeah, I'll be doing so tomorrow. I'm hoping to knock out the main and co-main by the time I do the Propping You Up show at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So it's work for me. Jimmy the Drunk, this is Bilal 2.0. He's much more aggressive. I forgot how Leon fights. Yeah, it's been that long since he's fought, but I think he has the better pinpoint striking that he should be able to give this guy some problems and make him not aggressive anymore by eating all these shots. But the only people that don't train year round get affected by layoffs. Yeah. Leon strikes me as the guy that trains year round. You know what I mean? Like, what else does this guy have? Dylan, no one will see Locky, and I want to wrap that bean in the ass before it gets warm. Kind of weather. Oh, yeah, you guys are getting fucked down there in Texas, right? Ugh. All right. I had some other merch coming too. I better get it out. Is the best bets article out? Yes. Heading to the casino around noon or so. Sneak out for a half hour. Yeah. I just dropped it before going live, like maybe half an hour before I went live, and I added confidence ratings to them now too, right? So you might be getting less official bets from me, but you'll at least get some more clarity in terms of which bets I'm feeling strongly about, and you can make your reads off of that as well too. Gunny, do you rewatch all fighters fights when you do predictions? Yeah, I have a very shitty memory, so I have to kind of go back. I'll more than likely always watch their last 3 fights, dig a little further if their fights were only like 1 round, and then also look at the fights where they've had a similar opponent or style of their opponent, and then I'll try to make my read off of that, and then statistics and odds and all that shit go into it. But yeah, I need to watch at least the last 3 and then a couple more just to get clarity. And Dylan Sweet says he got shipping. Fucked. We go down though. Still beanie weather. Let's go Rivera. Yeah, I hope Rivera comes through, man. Uh Again, it's one of the more confident spots that I have on this card. And yeah, it feels like, when you're so confident in a line that's kind of this close and people try to make a solid case for the other side. And I get the case for Munoz, but like this is almost a Jose Aldo, Marlon Vera type of confidence, where we're getting a solid line on Aldo at like that minus 135, minus 140 ish range. But I still think he wins at a really good clip, and that's what I think with Rivera here. Stylistically, it's a great matchup for him. And if my thoughts are true, that which is his chin is not completely shot, that people are overblowing his chin issues. If that is correct, he should cruise and win this fight and have a high level of confidence regarding that. Really looking forward to that fight, though. See what you got. Evan Crawl, enjoy the rest of your right. Remember, I can't pay my mortgage if the two-way, doesn't it? Thank you. Thank you for that pressure. That's great money management there. Great discipline. Jimmy the Drunk, what's your second favorite sport? I'd say basketball. Um, I used to be as balls deep into basketball as I was in MMA. That once I found MMA, I kind of just threw NBA to the side. Still follow the Raptors every now and then because they're hometown team. But there was a time where I knew like every player on every team, every assistant coach, statistics, all that shit. But once I found MMA, I kind of just grew out of it. I don't know what it was. Then I went on a little bit of a quick binge on it because they won the title a couple of years ago, right? So yeah, I became a big fan at that point, but then they started to play like shit again. So whatever. Appreciate the donation as well, by the way. Thank you, Jimmy. Dylan Sweet, here's one. Ben Peak, awesome stuff. I'll probably do the same tomorrow since I have work off. Want to get the Dream Championship fights. I want to fade. You want to fade Peter Yan. It's good to go into tape or research with, you know, with the lean, but you got to be very careful in terms of you don't put too much bias into it. So just try to watch it with an open mind. And one fight that I think two fights that I think are going to be important to watch in regards to this fight with Aljamain Sterling is the Magomedov fights, right? That guy's another very solid wrestler that Petr Yan went up against. I think that Aljo has better jiu-jitsu than that guy, but this is a fight that I really want to look into, as I believe it should give us a good indication of how this fight could potentially play out. Dylan Sweet, Brunson or Holland? I lean Brunson. Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know. I've been fading Holland a little bit as of late. I think he's a little bit overblown at this point in time. I don't know. I lean Brunson. I know he's the underdog too, right? So I'll have to see. But this is a different Brunson we've been seeing as of late. MD doing $1,000 parlay on Petr Yan and Sean Brady was going to go all in on Yan, but Brady's undefeated 13-year-old record looks nice. Your thoughts on Brady versus Jake Matthews? That's a fight I'm going to try to tackle tomorrow as well too. But early thoughts are easily Sean Brady. The guy showcases great fighting, IQ, good takedowns, high level jiu-jitsu, solid striking as well. I think that Jake Matthews is a little overrated. Um, Like, obviously, he's a huge favorite against guys like Diego Sanchez, but when he fights solid guys like a Sean Brady, he's this much of an underdog for a solid reason. He is my early play for lock of the night for UFC 259. I again, it's a little chalky, but I don't mind it. I think it's a solid spot. But again, I got to do the work. This is all pre-tape, but I think it's a pretty strong early lean. So we'll see. Average Joe, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you around the chat. Um, you on that herb tonight? You know, thoughts on Hernandez inside the distance. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Thiago Moises that he has a solid chin, granite chin. That's all he showcased throughout his career. So I lean Hernandez decision, but I think plus 305, I think Hernandez KO. That's worth a little bit of a shot, I think. If you believe he has solid finishing capabilities, he could. Not sure. O'Malley versus Almeida. I'm sounding like a Kaji calling out these big name fights, but interested in the early take. Yeah, I get it. Sorry. The early lean would be O'Malley, but that's just because I can't remember how Almeida performed against Jonathan Martinez. Now, I know he lost the fight, but I don't recall what we saw. That's how shot my memory is. So a lot of it's going to hinge on how he looks in that fight. And then I'll have to take into consideration he was coming off a lengthy layoff and see how he matches up against O'Malley. But O'Malley, man, like when he's on, he's on. So the lean is O'Malley right now. Taking Aljo probably not a bad spot. My dog picks on the card so far are Crewman Davis. Yeah, I like those spots as well. Brunson Soldier Boy voice. Dude, everybody called me crazy when he took out fucking Edmund the Golden Boy Shabazian. Just saying. Don't doubt the dude too hard. Kevin Holland is nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I know I do my research just like I did with my bets underdog this past week. Exactly. Good job, man. That's a solid read. Dylan Sweet, I agree with Brunson. Not going to stop fading Holland yet. It seems like no one is betting Aljo right now. His grappling is too overpowering. Yeah, it's a tough fight. The guy has a really ridiculous grip, like ridiculous grip, and solid jujitsu as well. So he could pose problems for Yan, but we haven't really seen Yan attacked from a grappling standpoint in the UFC yet, at least from what I can't remember or what I can remember. But yeah, I'm going to do the tape on that fight tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Jay Patel, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you stopping by. Cloud, I'm betting Pena versus Home. Dude, we're watching Aldana. Holy fuck, she just kept circling to the left and falling. It was so frustrating to watch. It was like she was allergic to going right. Unreal. Yeah, I believe I bet Home there, but yeah, I'm always a home backer. Like I think that she still has upside in beating some of these girls. Does Pena get her down often enough? Does she keep her down? I mean, that's a position we don't see a Holly Holm in often. I gotta see the odds on that. Let's see if they're out. Yeah, no odds yet. It's in around plus 145 right now. I believe we'll see that line go up. Jimmy the Drunk loves Jonathan Martinez. Yeah, that kid's a beast. He has a fight coming up too, right? Minus 290 against Davy Grant. That's crazy. MDSC Purion absolutely breaking Sterling the same way he ended Jose. Yeah. Close fucking fight, man. Crazy card we got next weekend. Again, this one's just an appetizer, but next weekend's going to be crazy. Jimmy the Drunk is saying, I described Martinez as a rich man's Sheva Moraes. That's a damn good comparison. That is a damn good comparison. Yes. Maka, this is definitely live right now. But I'm going to go off in about 5 minutes. It's 1:30 over here. And your boy got to be up for 7:30? Fuck. Aljo pretty much gave all the taxes away to be Jan and his tactic to win an ESPN interview. He knows he's going to be going for the takedown. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Yes, Maka, this is live. Aljo, interesting. I'm legit seeing complete split on this. I got a couple of guys that I know. I think AJ's bets. He's on Aljo. Um, can't remember the other guys. Let's see what the bet MMA looks for that right now. I'm assuming it's going to be split down the middle. It looks like there's more love on Sterling. I'm assuming it's because of the dog odds as well. Let's see if there's anybody I notice on either side here. Obviously, the full most of the guys from from club and sub when they're strong on a play, they all go in on it. So shout out to them though. It's working out recently. I think I was on it with them on Gordon that cashes. There might be one that I'm going to be on with John as well. Still waiting for that line. My guy Rhino Mite's on Aljo. FN Fight Picks. Those guys are solid too. They're on Aljo. Interesting. I like Rakic too. And then yeah, Sean Brady. Looks like we got a bunch of guys on Brady already. I might have to lock him up soon. So I'll probably do the main, co-main, and Brady fight tomorrow. Possibly lock that up. All right, let me get to the last couple of comments here that I'm getting the fuck out of here. Average Joe is saying, is Jairzinho by KO a good bet? I think it's his only path to victory. So if you think he wins, then that's the bet you make. That's the best value you're going to get. But I think that Gon is going to win that fight. Ben Peak is saying, you think Thiago Santos is a live underdog? Seems a little disrespectful on the line. I'm on the Rakic train. And again, this is pre-tape, but you know, he has the wrestling, he has the striking. He just has to worry about not getting knocked out. I think he beats Santos pretty much every other way. Like for some reason, I get Cain Velasquez vibes from him. You know, solid takedown, solid striking, solid durability, at least from what we've seen thus far. Yeah, Thiago Santos, I think he needs to knock this guy out. Otherwise, he's going to be fighting off his back for the majority of it. Let's see how many people are on Rakic. Nobody that I know. But yeah. All right, let's see what these guys say. Jan Strong, Dylan Sweet, poor Joby, and Dom Cruz. I think it's changing of the guard. I actually favored Benavidez. That's an early tape or pre-tape. I favor Joby. Like if this fight stays on the feet, which I think it will, I don't think we see Askarov out wrestle him. I give the volume and the speed to Joseph Benavidez, unless his chin is completely shot. If Askarov lands and knocks him out, okay, but Askarov isn't the craziest knockout puncher. And I think that Joby will have the speed and striking advantage. So I think we'll see some Askarov come closer to the fight. So maybe wait out if you want Joby. But I might be looking at Benavidez. I don't know. Sort of focus on Vegas 20 with the way 259 is looking. Yeah, such a solid card. What do you think, Rakic Santos? I think Rakic is an exciting prospect. Yeah, I think he's a top 5 guy. I think he has better skills than Santos. Again, I think that Santos is going to be heavily reliant on the KO here, as I think that Rakic will win the minutes, get the takedowns, and yeah, he just can't get knocked out. Number one betting tip for all you bettors: never bet against a fucking Russian. You guys are kidding me. Yes, hit that like button if you guys haven't already. Make sure you guys hit that like. That helps your boy out a lot. I like this little community that we've built for Locky Late Night. Shout out to everybody that's spending the night with your boy. Dylan, sweetie, I'll DM about that beanie Saturday. Thanks for everything. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. I don't think Santos is the same fighter after surgeries. We got to give him at least 1 or 2 more fights to make that assessment solid. But yeah, I think it had an effect on him last time around against Glover. Ben Peak favors Joseph too, has a better striking and speed all around. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm forgetting who, but yeah, as long as his chin isn't completely cracked, I think he's great. Maka saying, I think Askarov is a perfect matchup for Joey B. First time I called Lock the Night Live. Appreciate it, buddy. Again, this isn't planned. You know what I mean? I just go when I want to go live one night, burn something and just go live, I'll go live. So nothing scheduled. Try to hit those notifications. Maybe that's the best way you'll know when your boy's going live. But appreciate you stopping by. Get down, Ben Jude. What's going on, buddy? Ben Hanks, yo, what the video never refreshed. What's popping? What do you mean never refreshed? I'm not sure what you're talking about, buddy. Lucky. Do you see lots of value on this card? I'm not finding much. Yeah. Well, the value, I'll tell you guys what I've already bet, but I have a half a unit on Yoder. Might take another little bit of a sprinkle on Yoder by sub. I got Kroom as an underdog. I think Rivera is value. Like, I truly believe is like 70%. 70% of the time he wins that fight. Let me get my fucking odds calculator out to give you guys the exact percentage there. Minus 233, so you're getting minus 150. And then if you want, I think that Pedro is obviously very durable, so we'll probably see Jimmy win by decision. Plus 100 for that. I think that's a solid spot. Genie's heading out pre-sale, brother. Dylan locks in 5 more minutes, an hour ago. We're good. Fuck y'all. I'm out of here as soon as I catch up to this live chat. Each day is like a countdown until you leave your job, bro. Do what you love. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. I'm right there. I'm fucking right there. Just taking advantage of the benefits a little bit, you know? Got some solid benefits, I'll say that. Get them to take care of a couple things first, then I'm probably out of there. Chris Lure, Dylan Sweet, that might be the dagger. Tell Mrs. Locke thanks for your time. For sure. All right. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like below, hit subscribe, blah, 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 blah. I'll probably drop to the public what's the main event? Yeah, no, Blakovic and Izzy. I'll drop that to the public tomorrow, and then to the Patreon, I'm going to drop the Piotr Jan, Aljamain Sterling one, and hopefully the Sean Brady and Jake Matthews one. But those will be on the Patreon tomorrow. All right, appreciate you guys stopping by. Till the next one, take it easy. Good night or good morning, depending on where you're at. Peace out.